Okay, so I just wanted to quickly share this one because it's a follow-up to an article that we looked at, last year or the year before. But Hershey's has officially won its lawsuit about the state of their Halloween candies. Hershey received a treat on Friday when a judge dismissed a lawsuit claiming the company's Reese's candies tricked customers by depicting spooky Halloween designs on their packaging, while the unwrapped chocolates were in fact featureless. So, misleading and deceptive advertising. US District Judge Melissa Damian ruled on Friday that consumers who filed the class action lawsuit failed to show the lack of confectionery details on the chocolate and peanut butter candies, such as the missing mouths and eyes on the jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts and other Halloween-themed figures, had caused them economic harm. It should be fairly straightforward. If you are reliant on an advertisement, you have to rely on said advertisement to, suffer. This isn't like Japan where everything has to be perfectly identified on the packet and basically match the same size. Like, don't get me wrong, I find like the Japanese advertising laws to be fascinating because everything that is advertised on the exterior of a packet has to be exactly what is inside that packet. And I find that fascinating. I really do. But for the rest of the world, there just has to be a reasonable inference that what is in the package is what you're getting, is what is advertised. Damien pointed out that while consumers have been disappointed by the chocolate's unwrapped appearances, the candies were not so flawed as to render them worthless. Yeah, show me how paying $2 for a chocolate because it doesn't have the eyes cut out causes you any sort of economic loss. In other words, the chocolate still tasted like chocolate, even if they weren't as haunting as the purchasers had expected from the packaging. This was a specifically frivolous lawsuit, in my personal opinion. It really was. I mean, look at the packaging. Yeah, sure, you've got the jack-o'-lantern shape. It's got the eyes and the mouth cut out. I would think that would be pretty difficult to obtain anyway, or at least I would think that would be difficult to design in that way for mass manufacturing. Look, it may be easier, I don't know, that's my personal opinion. The lawsuit focused on several Hershey's candies that were marketed around Halloween, including its Reese's Peanut Butter Pumpkins and its Reese's White Ghost, as well as a few other holiday-themed chocolates like the Reese's Peanut Butter Shapes Assorted Snowmen, Stockings, and Bells. The original lawsuit, filed in 2024, so it was last year, claimed that Hershey's had used deceptive advertising because the artistic designs depicted on the wrappers were absent from the actual candies. So they're basically calling false advertising. I'm pretty sure so as long as it's still chocolatey and it still has peanut butter in it, you're still getting exactly what you paid for. But the difference between the wrappers and the chocolate's actual appearances wasn't enough to prove a concrete economic injury, Damien wrote on Friday. No shit, Sherlock. Plaintiffs' conclusory allegations as to why they've allegedly been deprived of the benefit of their bargain all boil down to their subjective, personal expectations of how the product would or should have looked when unpackaged. Anthony Russo, an attorney for the consumers who sued Hershey, said that they intend to amend the complaint. Yeah, of course, because I'm willing to bet you did it on contingency, didn't you, mate? I would have laughed if the judge had actually turned around and said, oh, this is actually frivolous and vexatious, and I don't know, reprimanded the attorney maybe. The court is merely saying that the plaintiffs did not expressly allege in the complaint that the products were worthless to them or that they paid a price premium, and allowed plaintiffs to amend the complaint, which they will be doing. He added, we believe that the company should not be awarded with sales when they falsely represent the main characteristic of the product and only have to pay damages if it can be shown that the consumers paid a premium. I don't think they falsely represented the main characteristic of the product. The main characteristic of the product is a special edition chocolate designed for Halloween. If it looks different to the regular chocolate and it is packaged for Halloween, I'm pretty sure the main characteristic of the product is exactly what it is. A peanut buttery, chocolatey, differently shaped chocolate celebrating Halloween. Hershey's did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Yeah, I'm not really shocked by that. They're going to keep their cards close to their vests, but I can't believe this one wasn't just completely thrown out, honestly. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Peace out, peeps.